Charlotte Sauce, Hip Hop and R&B. You're live for this afternoon drive home. My guy Bookie Thompson from Black Ink Crew LA has joined the show. What's going on, sir?
What's going on? How you doing, bro?
Man, y'all listen. Y'all have me rolling. What's the vibe like inside the tattoo shop for you? You're like I wouldn't say the common denominator. I would just say the person that can mediate situations. Yeah. What is that situation like for you?
I mean, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because first and foremost, we all been working together for years. Yeah. So it's expected of me to play that role. Yeah. And everybody understands that. You know what I'm saying? And the vibe in the shop is always dope. Like, for the most part, every day, I'm usually at the shop. Yeah. And the vibe is always just dope. It's great music. We putting out great art. We all got great energy. You know what I'm saying? It's dope.
What was the tattoo that you did that it told you, like, yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is the art for you?
Shoot. Honestly, it was one that I did on myself. And honestly, bro, it was not that good. It was horrible, but I fell in love with, I guess I should say, the process of like understanding that this is going to be something that you're going to have to, it's going to take years for you to learn, and you're going to always be learning. You're never going to be at that point to where you're perfect. And I think I fell in love with that, was the process.
When you talk about falling in love with the process, can you elaborate on the process of being on a reality show like Black Ink? Because it's not just glitter and glamour, and a lot of people think that.
Yeah, nah, and the crazy part about it is, when being in love with the process, is understanding that you're gonna take tremendous amounts of hits. You're gonna take more hits than you get awards and accolades. You get what I'm saying? Being on the reality show, being on Black Ink, honestly, bro, like, it's something, as a black tattoo artist, you always wanted to get to that point, because you felt like that was the point to where you was seen by the world. You know what I'm saying? Your work is getting put on a platform, that's such a high platform, especially for the culture. You know what I mean? And you kind of didn't want to have to deal with any of the BS that goes on with the stigma of being on Black Ink. But getting to that point, understanding what it is, now realizing how TV works, it's crazy.
So it's crazy. When you see yourself on the screen for the first time, did you think like, damn, I'm doing reality TV, or like I'm doing something positive that's not getting me in trouble, that's not getting me jammed up with the law? Yeah.
When I first saw myself on TV, it didn't really hit me. Like, it still ain't hit me yet. I'm gonna keep real with you.
For real?
The only time it hits me is like when my wife's at home and she's watching the show, and my daughter, she's like, "Dad?" You know what I mean? So, and then my sons, they enjoy watching the show. So, like, that's the only part that kind of like gets me. As far as being on TV, it's great, it's cool, it's a great experience, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, we're here to push the culture forward when it comes to tattooing. You know what I'm saying? And just letting people know out there that Enigma is a serious shop. We are a real working shop. We got great artists, and we take what we do very seriously.
Being on the show, to living life daily, to being a parent, to being a husband, how do you manage that?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't tell you. I'm telling you, sometimes it feels like a miracle, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pulled in so many different directions. And honestly, the most important part of it, and I'm still learning it, is time management. You know what I'm saying? It's time management, staying focused on what the goal is, and every day I wake up, my goal is to create dope art, be a great example to my kids, be a loving husband to my wife. And that's what keeps me in my pocket with always being able to stay creative.
Being that we are celebrating Black Music Month starting tomorrow, what are some of the artists that inspired your artwork growing up?
Oh man, because music is a big part of what I do. I remember starting out, one of the songs I would always play, and this may sound corny as hell, but it was Drake and Trey Songz, Successful. And I remember being in my mom's house, tattooing myself And that song just resonated with me at the time, bro. Like, I can't even explain it. And then as life started going and tattooing started to become more, of a thing for me, to where I was able to do it full time. J. Cole always played a part in it because of his story. Nipsey put that battery in my back to keep me motivated.
When you say Nipsey, when everything happened with Nipsey, his passing and all of that, how did you take it as being from LA?
Mm-hmm.
And how are you moving forward to make sure that the marathon continues now?
Oh, bro, when the whole thing happened with Nip, it was one of them situations. I think everybody feel this way. It was like, it kind of didn't seem real.
Yeah,
he was one of them black strong men that was pushing the positivity in the right way, and he almost felt untouchable, because he was moving right, he was living life right at that point in time. And with me just being from the city, I'm from LA, but I'm from the Valley. That's kind of like the outskirts of the city. But just always making sure that you stay motivated and stay doing what you're supposed to be doing. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, because it's your life that you have to live. It's your life that you got to support. And if you got a family, you got to support that family with what you do.
What would you tell your younger self right now? Like, if you could have a one-on-one, unfiltered conversation with your younger self, what would you say?
That's a good question. I would tell myself to not be so worried. My younger self, now I know it now, but not to worry so much about what people think of you. I think that in itself, especially as a young black man, it is something that I think we all deal with. It's just worrying about what the next person thinks of you. Sometimes even worry about what family members think of you. You know what I'm saying? Just focus on yourself and stay true to what you really want to do. And I promise you, if you do that, it's gonna happen.